Happy New Year, everyone. 2016 has arrived, and it's going to be quite a year this year. Let's take a look at your January alchemy scopes. You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hi everyone. So here we are, the beginning of 2016, and as I do every month, let's go ahead and look at the macro cycle, the energy set, the storyline that's underpinning this cycle for all of us. To do that, I tap into the Sabian symbol that's imbued at the degree point at which our Capricorn new moon on January 9th occurred. It happened at 19 degrees 13 minutes. And the Sabian symbol for this new moon point, this portal point, was a hidden choir is singing during a religious service. Interesting, because we are so close to the holiday season that this would be the symbol. But more so is the fact that it's a hidden choir. So during the course of this next month, for me, what this is speaking to is that in the background, out of sight, is a harmonic that is playing out. There is something synchronistic and networked and harmonic that is happening. And in fact, a lot of you might be feeling that. So let's move on now to the microcycles. We'll go to the I Ching and take a look at the microcycle that's going on for the individual signs. Leo, let's take a look at the energetic storyline or the microcycle of what is happening for Leo-centric people over the course of this new moon cycle. To do this, I pull the I Ching, and you receive the I Ching hexagram number 32, Endurance. The two trigrams that make up this hexagram are thunder above, wind below. Endurance is fostered when inner constancy is coupled with external flexibility. Long-distance runners must adapt readily to changing conditions while maintaining an inner determination and strength of purpose. Two trees growing near each other adapt to enhance each other's survival. A strong image of durability is a stable marriage of intimate partners striking a dynamic balance between involvement in the outside world and nourishment in the home. True endurance is not based on rigidity, for it implies movement and not immobilization. Continuity is achieved through movement. Stay active while also allowing yourself time and space to stay connected to your innermost self. Leo, welcome to your spreads for the January 9th Capricorn new moon cycle. Okay, so it's raining outside and the earth needs it desperately, and it is fabulous today. So it's a nice cozy morning with the rain happening outside. I've already shuffled. I'm using my custom Siri deck that is my own, and I'm going to go ahead and pull the synchronic spread for you. We're going to tap into a really kind of radically awakening Leo-centric scope people, and we're going to tune into what storyline is playing out for you, what event, circumstance, or situation is likely to unfold during this particular monthly cycle. For 2016, by the way, Happy New Year. For 2016, I've invested in a couple of new decks. One is the Enchanted Map deck by Colette Baron-Reid. So I'm going to pull a card that's going to flavor and it's going to tie into the spread that's at hand for you. And then I'm going to be using Vicki Verley's fabulous Beast Mistress or Animal Oracle deck. And we're going to use those in replacement of the Carol and Miss archetypes for you to intuitively choose one, and that will be your main maturation, your main growth edge for this month. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull. Wow, Leo. Interesting. Let me make sure you can see everything. Okay. All right. So the center section is kind of the main theme. It has to do with a spouse or a partner, a loved one for a lot of you. So there is something coming up with a spouse for at least, or a partner, or a love interest, a committed love interest for those of you in relationship. Okay. And also, by the way, for those of you not in a love relationship, it could be that the thematic story of spouse is up in your consciousness and you're thinking about some various things. So let's take a look at it. I mean, there is fear coming up. So Leo, for you, it does look like you're in a space this month of distilling information. You're discerning, maybe if you're in a relationship now and perhaps a long-term committed one, what is it that is working or not working? Because the positivity card is coming up. So it's like you're looking at how good does it feel? But it could be too that some of you are feeling good. You're discerning between fear and positivity for some of you. So it could be that there is a relationship that's moved into perhaps a committed state. Like, for example, some of you out there might have been in a long-term relationship and now it's moving into something that is more, it feels more solid, more resolute, like it's moving into a committed contract. I mean, it could be that some of you out there are getting married too. But you're going through, for some of you out there, again, this is a general reading, but there's some discernment that you're playing out in your mind and heart between what feels good and maybe the fear of losing yourself in the relationship, or you might have some fear about whether or not it's the right one as well. So let's look at the other sectors. The spouse card came up in the spiritual sector, but that's more part of the thematic story here too. But this is what I'm getting too. Energetically, like your emotional state of being with this partner is somehow instigating some fear in you, Leo. So you are, what it feels like is you are tuned in emotionally to your feelings at the start point of 2016. So as we get rolling into this new cycle, which is, it guarantees to be very rich, very juicy, very transparency inducing. This is all about, it's going to be a continuation of the last couple of years. It's going to be moving through the ego stories of the mind and certainly getting clear energetically, honoring our emotions, feeling them, but then letting them process so that they actually clear. But this month, during this cycle, you're going to be emotionally tied in to a story with a spouse. The good thing, I mean, the amazing thing, really, Leo, for you, is that this has to do at a foundational level, because this came up in the kind of the material sector of the chart of the reading spread, that this has to do with feeling protected. So you might feel that your apartment or house or living situation, your way of feeling protected, or how the spouse or the partner, how protected you feel or don't feel with the spouse. It could be that at that level, something is instigating some fear in you, Leo, about feeling protected. But your thoughts, you know, I mean, it's a good spread. I mean, it's a good reading, but there is discernment at play. It's like fear is like the triggering element. There's something that's catalyzing some fear story. But the interesting thing is the cards are brilliant. So your thoughts are going to be focused on bliss and love, like being loving, for example, being in a loving state, and perhaps you accessing your inner protector, like your ability to be, to feel protected and to be accountable for your own sense and feeling and perception of protection. But you're going to be feeling and thinking thoughts that are very aligned with happiness and joy. I mean, obviously, I will say this, that you received my 3 Shrek cards in one reading, and these are the only ones. I don't think I have any others that are Shrek related. And of course, they're all happiness and joy. So there's a funness, Leo. There's a whimsy. There's a joy. So let the fear talk to you, because the fear is speaking to you in some respect. You know, you want to honor that, but you also want to recognize and be really discerning with your thoughts about what is the cause of the fear. Because if the fear is about a growth edge, like, oh my gosh, you know, something is expanding and growing with this spouse, and I'm afraid, like I don't know where it's going to go, and I'm not sure if I'm ready, for example, let that get to the root of what the belief is underneath the fear, and let the fear become excitement, right? So unless you're fearful for your life, which is something that obviously you want to attend to and honor yourself and take appropriate action, you want to get to the core beliefs that's maybe causing some fear state, which might just be not, I don't know, not applicable, not fully applicable to maybe for some of you a growth that's really, you know, moving with a spouse or a partner or a longtime love interest. Or, by the way, it could be a new love interest that just, it's going quickly and it actually feels quite aligned, and you're feeling like, wow, where is this going, you know? So let's take a look at the other cards, because that always brings in additional information. I am intrigued, though, that you did receive 3 of the Shrek cards, because again, there is almost like a childlike wonder, an openness, a whimsy, a fun, a sense of total joy. So for you, there is some fun that's at play for you. There is a kind of a childlike openness and wonder that is playing out. It feels good, actually. I would say just really get to the root of what the fear is. So I'm going to pull 3 of wonderful Vicki Verley's Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards. And this will be something for you to tap into and select one intuitively. See where you feel expanded, where your eye just tends to land. Your body never does it wrong. Your body is connected to your body is your unconscious, so your body doesn't have the filter of the ego to logic it away. So let your body tell you which card to land on. So Leo, there's your first card. There's your second. And there's your third. Beautiful. Okay. By the way, as I'm shuffling, this is Colette Baron-Reid's wonderful Enchanted Map deck. Resonant language, resonant understanding of living systems, for the most part, I have with Colette. So I'm really excited to be offering you this particular guidance. This is guidance, but it's also thematic, so it's going to tie into the spread that we were just talking about. So, and it has inherent guidance. That's just part of it. So one thing that I do want to say, Leo, is I am offering an amazing special that is active through the end of January 2016 in order to help catalyze your alignment, understanding of your soul print, and clarity around the storyline, the evolutionary story that's unfolding for you in 2016. I have a fantastic 90-minute session offering that includes the astrological solar return / solar returns, depending on when your birthday is, for 2016. We look at your astrological transits that are currently activated. We look at your symbology for both some of your natal symbology, but also your 2016 symbology, and a spread and cards. So there's a divination session component that is, significant. However, for whoever purchases that reading, which is fabulous, but whoever purchases that, I am offering a free archetypal profile, which identifies 11 key archetypal encodings of your soul print, of your soul's blueprint, okay? The soul print is my term. Nobody else uses that. And that is a $44 value. So for anybody who really wants to start the year with clarity, start the year with some momentum, with a way to really navigate their year ahead, their cycle ahead, I highly recommend taking advantage of the special offer. It's good through the end of January. And the link, by the way, for that is below this video. Okay. It's interesting. Sometimes it takes a while to find the shuffle. These particular cards work with reversals, so it's important to make sure that the reversal is caught. Let's see what we have for Leo. What's coming for you, Mama? Listening. You know, Leo, I will tell you that this card has come up several times for clients. So this is number 53, listening, and it came up upright for you. So what I would say is that you are connected to and really tapping into a theme of maturation and, unfolding that's really tied into more of a collective, because many people are receiving this now. So here it is. So number 53, listening. This is what is tied in to your spread. Okay, so this is about love, partnership, relationship. Listening. An open heart will hear the message. Upright. When this card appears, you're being reminded that there is a time to speak and a time to be silent. Now is an occasion for listening. Pay attention not only to what is being spoken, but also to what is not being said at the moment, for a deeper message is not always obvious. Listen with your heart, not just with your ears, and you'll find clarity. Receiving the listening card is a fortunate sign and ensures a greater understanding of your circumstances. Wow, Leo, I have to say, because you had been, for those of you who've been tuning into the scopes over the course of 2015, there was a lot coming up about woman and the feminine. It's almost like a reconciliation with the inner feminine, the inner guidance, the emotional set, all the quality set that we assign to the feminine, although it's just a different quality set. So it might be that you've gone through great healing and you're moving into something perhaps quite delicious with a potential partner. And if that's the case, you are being asked to to tap in again. So let's see what's coming up here for you. So Leo, if you picked the far left card, you are receiving the qualities of grasshopper that wish to be evolved and matured through you. Okay? This is about health, blessings, fertility. It's the gift of song. I mean, there's a joyful element here, yeah? Inspired creations reveal your true spirit. Reincarnation. Discovering your soul's path. perfect for, by the way, the offering that I'm offering through January, for those of you interested. Advancement by leaps and bounds. I love this, discovering your soul's path. I mean, when the archetypal profile gives you the encodings that help you identify your bliss states, your excitement states. What is it, the threads that, number one, you're here to manifest, here to embody, here to actualize, but it just helps you re-identify them, remember them. I love that for you. Oh, how perfect. Look at this. So if you pick the center card, Leo, Lion, the qualities of Lion are asking to be matured through you over the course of this month. This is about majesty, generosity, fierceness, pride, courageous king of the beasts. Sublime leadership inspires loyalty. Delegate authority, then bask in the sun. There's certainly a sense here of owning your identity, not succumbing, not losing yourself, for example, like that came up in the spread. So some of you out there might have a fear of losing yourself in relationship. This is about, if you've selected this card, this is indeed about you holding your identity. And it's not holding it rigidly. Rigidity is not peace, it's not bliss, and it's certainly not your natural state. But it is about honoring your needs, your desires, who you are, and letting that emit. Beautiful. Now, another gorgeous archetype here, the qualities of butterfly, if you pick the far right card, Leo. Butterfly is about, what Vicky writes here is, no longer of the earth, you take flight to soar with the angels. Releasing burdens, embracing the metamorphosis. Dance in joyous recognition of the ever-evolving now. Again, letting go potentially of fear, projections of past relationship failures on the existing one. You want to be in the now, be in the moment, honor yourself and honor the other by being present to what is happening and listen. All of these, I will say, are about, it's honoring yourself. So it's listening to yourself, it's listening to the metamorphosis, it's being in the now, it's being in the joy, being in the kind of the abundant nature of the now. Listen to yourself and be present for the other. Beautiful, Leo. Wow. So let's move on to your final component, the Dakini, and see what's coming up for you there. Leo, so let's move on now to the final component of your alchemy scope. This is where I pull up the 64 Dakini Oracle, Penny Slinger 64 Dakini Oracle. And we pull up a Dakini Goddess from this pantheon to reflect the embodiment. Who is it that you are optimally to become, to flow with least effort through this cycle? You received number 57, Bionica. And this is what Penny writes. Fashioned from the materials of the earth, she becomes a new form of matter, transmuted through the power of consciousness. Leo, I'm going to read two components from Penny Slinger's write-up on Bionica. One is the Dakini transmission, and the other is the affirmation. The transmission for you is this: designed to calculate, hard as steel, I am man-made, but I can feel. My receptors are open. I want to know more, not information. I want to explore what it feels like to touch, to experience feeling. I'm incomplete. Heart is my healing. Beautiful, that. The affirmation, Leo, is this: I recognize and appreciate the consciousness embodied in everything. I see machines and technology as an extension of myself. I can integrate the reasoning ability of my mind with my heart experience. I'm sending you great wishes, Leo, for a beautiful month ahead. A reminder that I am having a really phenomenal gift offering happening for everybody during the month of January 2016 in order to catapult people into their knowing, their wisdom, the identification of their encodings, so that alignment can become a natural process for you over the course of this year. I am offering the archetypal profile for free, a free offering, typically $44, when you order your 2016 forecast and guidance, which is a tremendous session. It's a 90-minute session that goes over your astrological solar return, your transits. We pull up your symbology, and I pull up a spread for you. And there's also guidance cards as well. It's quite a deal. You're not going to find a better deal anywhere, I don't think. So if you are committed to yourself, your journey into inner knowing, understanding your archetypal threads, your storylines, your trajectories, getting aligned, moving forward, catapulting forward in your life, I recommend connecting with the archetypal stories that live within, and certainly getting connected to what is the trajectory that's unfolding for you during the year 2016. So all the links are below, and there'll probably be links on this video as well. So I invite you to be in contact and place your orders soon so that we can get you scheduled. Have a wonderful month. Bye.